Hello, welcome to today's video. Well, today I'm gonna have a very short chat about a recent modification I've done, and that is remapping my car, my BMW 116i from 2007. And I'm gonna talk about it if it's worth it or not. The answer is simply no, it's not. On my car at least. When you have a car with a turbo, then it's definitely worth it because you will gain a lot of horsepower out of when you do a remap, or at least a decent amount. When you have a natural aspirated 1.6 engine like I do, or most of any natural aspirated engines, then it's pretty worthless. At least if you want to be faster, if that's your uh, big thing, you want to get faster on natural aspirated engine and you think a remap will solve that. Well, the answer is no. I actually filmed acceleration videos from before and after, and there is zero difference. Well, there is absolute zero difference. So that actually, I may think I got scammed. I don't know, but there is absolute zero difference in the acceleration video, because when I accelerate, I redline the car because it's a natural aspirated one, and when I shift, it shifts above 4,000 RPM, and my peak power and torque is between 4,000 and 6,000 RPM. There was not that much power to gain between those RPMs, and that's why it doesn't gain any acceleration. But where did it gain acceleration? That is in the lower RPMs. The car pulls much better than before in the lower RPMs. So if you want a more comfort driving, then the remap may be worth it. On my car, like I said, I only have 150 Newton meters standard, which is not that much. But after remap, I definitely gained some. Notice I also have the muffler delete and the cold air intake, which also benefits just a little bit extra over a stock air intake and a stock muffler. So yeah, the car pulls better in the lower RPMs, and that is a good thing if you want to more have comfort driving. And I actually like that, especially in the colder winters. I usually had to, to gain any speed, rev my car above 3,000, 3,500 RPM. Now I can shift at 2,500 RPM because the car accelerates more quickly. And that's a good thing because it's also better for the engine because it doesn't have to rev that high at a colder temperature, and it's just more pleasure to drive. Also, when I used to overtake someone, let's say you were doing 50 where you can do 70, I'm eating my steering wheel up because I want to overtake that person, but I can't, and I see a gap. I used to have to shift into second gear, go into the power band, flat out, and then I could overtake them. Now that's still the fastest option. There's a small war behind me, but shut up. But now I can keep in third gear and also overtake him. Before that was also possible, but that would be very slow because really the RPM gauge only went, and then after 4,000 RPM it moved at a decent speed. So now it moves at a decent speed all the way around. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I have to say there it actually gained some speed, and also in some ways you may say it's faster because, like I say, I'm driving, taking a sharp corner into second gear, doing 30 kilometers an hour. Now I don't have to downshift. I can keep myself in second gear, flat out, and I'm going. That way I'm faster as before. But I could always, downshift into first, flat out, go into second. And then I still would be a little bit faster, but you have to shift twice. And you lose time when shifting with a manual. So you can say actually the car can be as fast as or faster as before with less effort. For me, I have to shift less because of the more torque and power in the lower RPMs. And like I said, when I want to drive fast, it doesn't even matter because when I want to drive fast, I'm not going to the lower RPMs. I stay between 4 and 6,000 RPM. But for more comfort driving, it's definitely worth. It was definitely worth to remap because comfort driving is, I like it better. Like cruising on the highway when I'm in 6th gear and I just flat out, the car pulls better. Same on a different way, it can pull better in a higher gear than it did before. So there, in my opinion, it's worth it. But if you just want it for pure speed and you don't care about comfort driving and having more torque in the lower RPMs, then you shouldn't do it. Then you should put your money somewhere else. I think the cold air intake alone actually benefited more power than the remap did. So yeah. So if you ask me, if you have a limited budget, you can always remap. I mean, more power and torque in the lower RPMs is always benefit. It's always more fun. It's always better. But if you're really on a budget, I wouldn't spend the money. Maybe if you get a reliable tuner who does it for a decent price, then you may think about it. But you also have tuners who ask a pretty high price for tune, and then I would say just skip it. It's not worth it. But that's up to you. I mean, if you want to do it, you still can. But like I said, you can better spend your money. Like I said, cool coilovers, an exhaust, rims and tires. Your car will, from that money you can buy a cool exhaust. I would go for the exhaust instead of the tune, or you can have cool rims, doggy. Or you could have cool rims, or lowering springs, or new coilovers. I would definitely go for that first, and maybe if you think your car is finished, what should I do next? Maybe a tune, then you can do it. Like I said, I was like, I have a 169 with 115 horsepower, it's slow and I want to make it faster. Oh, I'm gonna tune it, I'm gonna get 15 horsepower out of it and it will change the car. Well, nope. If I was sent back in time 2 months ago, I wouldn't do the tune. I wouldn't. I don't think it's worth it. Like, I wouldn't buy this dog because she eats everything. So yeah, that was actually it for today's video. I hope you guys liked this video and had the little chat with it. And like I said, if you have a turbo engine, then it's definitely worth it, because my next car is also 169, but one with 136 horsepower, so that's already more than this one has now. But after the tune, it has 220 horsepower, which will completely transform the car. It will be as fast as a Golf GTI. And I can also do stage 2, but it's 240 horsepower, but the thing is, stage 1 costs around 500 euros, stage 2 is 3,000 euros. So I don't think that 2,500 euros above stage 1 is worth the 20 horsepower you gain. So I'm going to keep it at 220 horsepower for stage 1 remapping, and also it's still a 1.6 petrol engine. You shouldn't push it too hard if you want to. I want to run the car for a few years. I don't want to have blown out engine after a year or something. I want to have the car for, like I said, 2, 3, 4 years until I can buy a better one. When I paid this one off, I have some other debt I have to pay off. When all that is paid off, I have a way bigger budget than I have now, and then I could get a pretty nice car. But anyway, I'm drifting off a little bit. So yeah, guys, I hope you liked the video, and if you did, you can always leave a like and a subscribe. See you guys, bye.